Hello students, this is Abhijit Shah from Essentials. So today we will discuss about one geography topic, chapter 4, agriculture. Okay, so let's see. Agriculture plays a crucial role in the economy of developing countries. So like India also one developing country. Okay, so in this developing country, agriculture is very vital. Okay, because most of the people are engaged with agriculture activity and provides the main source of food, and they provide us the foods, income, because most of the person they engage with the agricultural activity, and employment to their rural population. So more or less 70% people belongs from the rural area. Okay, and in rural area we know that agriculture is the main activity. Agriculture can help reduce poverty, raise income, improve food security for 80% of the world's poor who lived in village. So village peoples, their status is based on the agricultural activity. Okay, roughly 1/4 of the earth's terrestrial surface is now under cultivation. So 1/4 of the earth's terrestrial surface is under cultivation, where cultivation various kind of agricultural activities are done. In many regions including Europe, North America, Australia, recently Brazil, China and India, the crop yield has improved by the use of better quality seeds. So in our country also we use recently the better quality seeds. That means high yielding variety seeds, HYV, high yielding variety seeds recently we used. And fertilizers also, the chemical fertilizers, pesticides and organic manners, these are introduced in our agriculture activity, and it is the most important occupation of man because nearly 2/3 of the labor force of today is engaged in agriculture. Okay. Agriculture includes forestry, so not only the cultivation, in agriculture there have the another some activities like forestry, that means any kind of collection from the forest, farming, horticulture, poultry farming, mushroom developing, etc. And besides production of industrial crops such as cotton, flax, rubber and food crops, these are under also agriculture. The importance of agriculture is as follows. So what are the importance of this agriculture? First one is source of livelihood. The main source of livelihood of many people is agriculture, because approximately 70% of people in developing countries they directly or indirectly related with agriculture activity. So this is the source of livelihood. Next is contribution to national income, that agriculture is the main source of national income for most of the developing country, because most of the people are engaged with agricultural activity. That's what the national income also based on the agricultural activity. Next is supply of food as well as fodder, that the agriculture sector provides food and fodder for domestic animals, that agriculture also provide us the foods or fodders for the domestic animals like grasses or any kind of paddy trees, these kinds of things. Next is significance of agriculture in international trade. Agricultural products like sugar, tea, rice, spices, tobacco and coffee institute the major items of exports of countries that rely on agriculture. So these are significantly of agriculture in international trade. So we also export various kind of agriculture products like sugar, tea, spices. They are in the foreigner country, they have a demand of these kinds of things. Okay, that's what we export these kinds of things into another countries. Next is source of raw material, that the main source of raw material or to major industries such as cotton, textile, jute, sugar, edible and non-edible oil is obtained from agriculture. So various kind of goods are also come from the agricultural activity, like that cotton, textile are based on the cotton trees, jute, sugar or various kind of oils also we extract from the agricultural activity. And moreover many other industries like food processing get their raw material from agriculture, and various kind of food industries there they made their foods with the help of some agricultural goods. Okay. like wheat. Next is significance in transport. Bulk of agriculture products are transported by railways and roadways from farms to factories. So, transport significance in transport system also play very important role, because bulk of agriculture products we need to transport it from the production center to, or from the land, from the field to the industries. Okay, so that's where we need the help of railways and roadways. Next is foreign exchange resource. The nation's exports depend largely on agriculture. For example, agricultural commodities such as jute, spice, raw cotton, tea, coffee account for nearly 18% of the entire value of exports in the country. So, the foreign exchange resource. So, with the help of the selling of these products, we can extract, or we can collect the 80% money from the foreign, and thus agriculture products are important source of earning and country's foreign exchange. Next is great employment opportunities. That implementation of irrigation schemes, construction, drainage system, sowing and harvesting of various crops offer great employment opportunities. And today we introduce various kind of instruments or various kind of machines in the agricultural field, and that's what we need to engage some people also. So, in this way, that for the irrigation activities, for the construction, or for the drainage system, that we have to engage some people, and in this way that employment opportunities also arise. Like tree plantation, and in tea forest there have a demand of huge laborers. Next is food security. A stable agriculture sector ensures a nation of food security. And last one is economic development. That economic development of a nation depends on the agriculture growth rate, and the economic status also improved with the help of agricultural improvement. Next is factors affected agriculture. What are the factors? That geographical factors involve heat, sunshine, rainfall, moisture and soil requirement for growing a particular crop, and besides these, different crop require different length of growing season to grow a particular crop. So, suitable climate should be there, and moreover different crop require different temperature, and there have the need of the suitable temperature and rainfall during their growing periods. For example, that wheat requires 10 to 15 degree centigrade temperature, but for the rice we need they need the 16 to 32 degree centigrade temperature. So, the temperature also varies with the crops. Next is soils. The soil requirement too differs from crop to crop. Example, wheat is mostly grown in alluvial soil. So, the soil's characteristics also important feature for the agricultural activity. That wheat is mostly grown in alluvial soil, whereas cotton needs the water retentive black soil. Next is topography. All the crops are not grown on similar terrain. Plains are most suitable for wheat and sugarcane, whereas tea or coffee are best grown as well drained hill slopes. So, the topography is varied in our country or in our earth, and every agricultural activity there need variety of topography. That like plain area is suitable for the wheat or rice, but it is these kinds of plain areas are not suitable for the tea or coffee cultivation, and for the tea or coffee cultivation we need to use the lands those are slope in nature. Next is growing season. The different crops require different length of growing season, and the growing season is not same for the all crops. And for example, cotton needs 200 days, therefore it cannot be grown in British climate, whereas oats can be grown in the northern part of UK because they have a very short growing season. Okay. And the factors such as transport, markets, capital, labor and government policy also influence agriculture. So, there have another some activities or another some factors, those are also influence the agriculture activity, like the market, capital, labor, government policy and various kind of policy. These also some factors of this agricultural activity. The main cropping season in India are as follows. That in India there have three type of cropping season, that Kharif season, Rabi season and Jaid season. So, Kharif season means that ground is prepared in April to May, and Rabi season ground is prepared end of October or beginning of November. This is the time of Rabi cultivation. And Jaid, that it is the summer cropping season in which crops like maize, groundnut, vegetables, these are planted in that time in the summer season, and these are called as Jaid crops or Jaid season. And Kharif season harvesting is done in the month of October and November, and major crop of this season are rice, maize, jowar, bajra, cotton. These are under Kharif season or Kharif crops. And Rabi season or Rabi crops, that major crops of the season is are wheat, barley, jowar, grain, oilseeds. These are, and these are harvesting take place in March to April.